Hi, everyone. This is Hannah Hanley, and I'm joined by Nate Ganna. We both work in the spirits industry, and this is Caviar and Chips, our podcast dedicated to the industry, what's going on in our lives, and more. Thanks for joining us. Let's get into it. Welcome back to another episode of Caviar and Chips. I'm Hannah Hanley.
I'm Nate Ganna.
We're here today to talk about all things in the alcohol industry, what's going on in our lives, and most of all, we're just going to catch up with each other because it's been a couple weeks, and we are also trying to figure out our schedule and recording this thing. So, Nate is hard to track down, and he is in the air a lot of the time, and you can't record a podcast when he's flying on a plane. So
One of these days, you will be able to record in the air. It's going to happen. It has
yeah.
to. Starlink with United, baby. That's the wave of the future.
Awesome. Well, how was your week? How was your weekend? What have you been up to?
It was really good. I filmed in Chicago for Spotlight Chicago, which was fantastic. I was
Yeah.
really looking forward to doing something for St. Patrick's Day, and I on the last minute spoke to the producer of the show, and he was like, "Hey, we'd love to have you on. Can you make it by Wednesday?" And it was Monday afternoon. Literally dropped everything, booked a flight, went out there, and had a great time with the amazing girls on that show, Sarah and G, and they're so sweet to me every time. But they always say when we start the show before we start, they look at me and they're like, "You're back." They're like, "We love it when you're here. We have a lot of fun." So this time we also had some good fun, some good drinks, and I don't know how she does it. That's honestly, they're such troopers to be drinking with me at 1 o'clock and then dealing with family stuff at 3 o'clock. I don't envy you.
Well, that's my life.
And that's literally you're like. Do you think that you're having a midlife crisis? Let's talk about this, Hannah.
Oh my God. No. I'm
Does
just
Hannah
getting
think,
invited to really cool things. So
guys,
what am I going to
guys,
say? No?
let's take a poll and let's put this on my Instagram. That's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna do that right now, actually. Is Hannah
Oh,
having a midlife crisis?
oh my God.
Yeah, here we go.
First
All
of
right.
all, there would be bigger signs. Like I would be driving not a Volvo anymore.
Okay, hold on.
Oh
That
my God,
does
he's
not
literally
mean that just I'm doing it right now. All right, here we go.
okay. Also, our friend Reese Sims, I know you know her. I've never met her in person, but she was like, she commented or she wrote me on Instagram and she said that she wants to hear more about my daily life. So get ready, folks. We're going to start
Oh my
having
gosh.
day in the life vlogs or something.
Oh
This
my
morning
gosh.
started. It is St. Patrick's Day. We're recording on St. Patrick's Day, and St. Patrick's Day is fun in the Hanley house. We typically have a big party the weekend before, which we did, but we toned it down. It was not that big. And then the kids set their leprechaun traps last night, and the leprechaun did not get caught, but did some silly things and left some chocolate gold coins. Anyways, so Reese, we will do some day in the life of Hannah versus day in the life of Nate. And we just got to figure out how to like do that content in a funny way because
Oh
our
man.
lives are so different.
Are
But
vastly different. But you looked very hammered at Taste of Washington. It
I
looked
was not.
amazing.
When
Sorry if you weren't.
there were, okay, so Taste Washington, they invited me to come as a media, which was
It'd be
so
really
nice.
funny if you weren't actually invited. It would actually kill me if you weren't
Oh
invited.
my God, I was invited.
I
Okay.
I know you were. I know you were. I'm just saying
I'm
it'd be funny.
a mediocre big deal in the Northwest, okay?
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
They not very many people know who I am. But anyways,
Almost 1,200 followers.
we're getting close to
We're getting there.
10,000.
We're almost there.
I just got
Couple
to keep
more.
doing content. Yeah, I know it's hard. Anyways, so they invited me, Taste Washington and the Washington Wine Commission, to come to Taste Washington, which is a huge wine event, and it's 25th year. It's held at WAMU in Seattle, and there were over 200 wineries, over 70 restaurants, and
Wow.
you get your ticket, and it is all you can eat, all you can drink.
That
They
is
are pouring
sick.
1 ounce samples. So,
Okay.
when you have 32 1 ounce samples of wine, that's not that much. I'm just kidding.
32 1 ounce samples?
No, that's a joke. I don't know how much I drank, but
Probably
we
more
did
than
play.
32.
I don't know. It was a good time. With my friend
Wow.
Caitlin, we did a little mom's night out. So we stayed in Seattle, and
You
that
did. I
was
was going to
super
ask
fun.
you. You did stay in Seattle.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, because I it's really hard to get an Uber to my house.
No, it is not legally possible to get an Uber to your house. I figured this out the hard way. Wow. Okay. So, did you guys have fun?
Yeah, it was so much fun. So we visited a bunch of our favorite wineries. We saw my friend Danielle Cardis, who has her own wine brand called French for Water, that is produced by R&I, and then R&I. I think it's R&I, RMI. They just got purchased by Evergreen. I saw my friend Seth, who owns Upside Down Wines, and we did Bubbles and Bingo with Sasquatch from Portlandia Wines. So it
Wow.
was bingo and not champs, but sparkling
Not
wines,
champs. Wow.
and lots of amazing food. Lots of ceviche bites, tons of ceviche, which was so fun. And then afterwards, so it was like 1 to 5, and then afterwards we went to the Edgewater, which is a nice hotel on the water. I love a hotel bar. Like, I'm obsessed with a hotel bar because it's like fancy, and service is usually pretty good and good drinks. And so we went to the Edgewater. We had some happy hour and cocktails, and then we went back and we did face masks and in bed by 9 p.m.
I am going to say that I love the Edgewater Hotel. It is phenomenal. I have
I love
stayed
it
there
there.
and it is fantastic.
That's where the Beatles stayed back in the day. There's like a famous picture of them like fishing out the window.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Here.
really cool there. It's so sweet. Such a great
Yeah.
location. So much to do in that neighborhood. I love it out
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. Our hotel gave us tickets to Wings Over Washington, which is like one of those virtual rides. And so we did that on Sunday morning, and then we went home. We drove back and was home by noon to hang out with the kids yesterday.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
I am curious because you had a St. Patrick's Day party?
Oh yeah, Friday night. Yeah. Yeah, so it was smaller. So normally it's a big party, but we only invited a few friends, and honestly that was really hard for me to limit it because I love a big party, but there was like maybe 30 people, and
Can I ask
and
you something?
yeah.
Which part of you is not having the midlife crisis right now?
We've been doing the St. Patrick's Day party
I
every year
know.
for like 15 years.
Followed
The,
by the next day at Taste of Washington.
yeah, I wasn't hungover either of the days. Also, I did great.
That means that you're drinking more, which means that you're partying more, and your body is getting used to more alcohol,
Oh
which means you
no.
are in a midlife crisis mode.
Okay, Nate, are you having a midlife crisis because you're jealous of my weekend and you
No,
didn't party?
I'm an alcoholic. I'm just an alcoholic.
No, no, don't say
That's
that.
I'm trying my best right now to not be an alcoholic. I've lost a lot of weight this year. I've gained a lot of muscle. Life is good.
Yeah,
I'm not drinking. I'm drinking 80 to 90% less than what I would normally drink,
good
which I think
job.
will hey man, I damaged my liver for long enough. I am good now.
I think I
You're
might be
you're
drinking 80 to 90% more.
I
Just
know you
kidding.
are.
No,
It's
I'm not. I drink like 1 or 2 days a
yeah,
week.
a week.
Mhm.
I mean, good for you, man. And Rory is holding down the fort. He's going to be a great single dad. I'm so excited for him.
Shut up. Rory is the most supportive, so helpful husband. And He thinks that all of these things that I'm getting to do are very fun. And also, he's been involved in a lot of them.
Yes, he has. Yes, he has. That is true.
So,
Um, oh man, I'm dying. You made my day.
anyways, Taste Washington was a really great event, really cool event, huge. I mean, massive. I don't think I've been to an event that large in a while, and
Wow.
it was super fun.
That's
People
great.
were
I
having
love
a
hearing
really
that.
good time.
That's amazing. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
No
If
lines
everybody,
either. I mean, there was a line for like the oysters, but like, okay.
yeah,
Like,
fair.
fair. And
Oyster
but
line?
wait in that. I don't wait in lines. So
No, obviously not.
so
All
anyways,
right.
very appreciative to Taste Washington and Washington Wine Commission for having me.
Thank you guys for giving her another outlet to drink.
Are you feeling jealous? You
Wait till
guys,
we are at Pebble Beach together.
poll.
That
Poll.
is gonna
Nate's
be
jealous.
that's gonna be the one. You and me, a few days in Napa and Sonoma. I already
Yeah,
set a
we gotta.
winery up for us.
You did? We need to
Oh
book our
yeah.
flights. Okay,
Yep,
we
we
need to
gotta
do that.
start.
Reese, for other context, day in a life, I also made six corned beefs for Friday night. There was like no leftovers in our Instant Pot. It's funny because uh, they don't really eat corned beef in Ireland though. like,
They don't eat corned beef in Ireland.
like I
Right.
didn't have any corned beef the whole time I was in Ireland.
That's funny you say that because I think Gotham Burgers Social Club made a corned beef sandwich as well
Yeah.
for St. Patrick's Day. What's the deal there?
Well, it's like it must be like an American thing.
Yeah, they did. There it is. There's their corned beef. Wow.
Uh,
They just posted from an hour ago, and Daniel
mm.
Boulud was in there with them drinking champagne and eating corned beef. That is so fucking cool.
That's cool. But why was he drinking champagne, not Guinness?
That's a great question because he's French and the French like their champagne.
On that same note, uh, Green River Whiskey did a really fun "Don't Drink the Green River" campaign.
Yeah, that was really cool. So Green River, I went on and I was explaining about a couple of cool things. Obviously, first of all, went on with the original pickle shot and Teeling had a great time on the news about those situations that they're doing. They're doing a fully loaded Irish pickleback, which is Irish whiskey followed by the original pickle shot, which is badass. But Green River did a really cool situation. So last year, Green River went on and did this Don't Drink the Green River campaign. And they thought it was a 1 year thing, and that was that. But this year, they went even harder at it, and they said, Don't drink the Green River, drink Green River. And they had a 70s style game show on Friday that had a huge turnout, which is super cool in a part of Chicago that nobody knew unless you entered online, and it worked out really well for them. So I'm really happy they had a great party. 70s style game show is the way to go.
Also, in the same realm, did you see that Carson Daly copied Rory on the Today Show today? And he tried
I
to
did
split the
not.
G. He missed, and then they gave him a fresh Guinness, and he chugged the whole thing.
That is badass. That's something that Rory would do and has done, and I
He
love
did
that.
that. Yeah.
That was so cool. Yeah, Rory
Was,
could
yeah.
drink. I didn't know Carson Daly could drink though.
Me neither. It was kind of like spilling down his face. I was like,
Fuck
is
it.
that getting on your shirt? Are you okay?
That's
Um,
awesome.
Splitting the G has made Guinness an extremely popular beer over the past few months, and sales of Guinness are up by a significant percentage.
Have you seen the Split the G app?
No,
A friend of mine sent it to me, and
this.
you split the G in the app, and you get a rating out of 5. It's really cool
Oh,
how
okay.
well
I
you
gotta
did
check
it.
that.
Yeah, it's super cool. I'll
Is it
find it.
like AI based? Well, you gonna drink a Guinness today?
You know what? I might. I might.
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
realized I have to go to dinner tonight, and yeah,
You have
okay.
to. You poor
I do.
thing.
I know. Muffin. All right,
Oh,
let's
you
see. What
poor
is this?
poor thing.
Split the G scorer. I'm sending it to you right now on
I'm downloading
stories.
it, and you know what I'll be doing tonight.
Yeah. You'll be trying to get a perfect 5 out of 5.
5 out of 5.
That's awesome.
In other news, congratulations to Poppy on a $1.595 billion investment by Pepsi. So not alcohol industry, but I would call that alcohol adjacent and non-alc category.
Absolutely.
And super proud of them. I've been following Allison and the Poppy story since Shark Tank tons of years ago, and great rebranding. And they work with Cavu, which is an investment firm or a venture firm, and Cavu has a lot of amazing brands. So
They deserve that. That's so great to see
yeah,
something healthy for you, and now people are saying that it won't be healthy anymore. But that's neither here nor there. I'm just happy for that group that got bought after this long. I think it's been 10 years. So that's
yeah,
amazing to see that they did something really cool.
get your money, baby.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially right now, of course.
Yeah,
Huh.
Diageo is closing Distill Ventures. So Distill Ventures was the global drinks accelerator that helped startup brands, which Diageo backed when they launched in 2013. Some of their brands include Seedlip, Mr. Black, Ritual Zero Proof. Mr. Black, I think, is probably the biggest success story, maybe Seedlip, in terms of overall growth and what that Diageo backing meant for them as well through Distill Ventures. So they've decided to close that aspect of business as they focus on efficiency within Diageo.
This really
Thoughts?
surprises me because that is. I mean, you're right. There's so many successful things that have come out of Distill that, like, that's sad to see. And I just think it speaks to where we are in the industry right now, which is in a really tough place. And I think I've said this to you every single day for the last month that only the top people are going to really come out of this thing okay. That shows though, like if Diageo's shutting down something as big as Distill when it has been successful on top of that, it really does show so many things going on in the industry right now, which is kind of a shame to see that we're here. And obviously, it's a hangover, an extending hangover from post COVID, but also the tariffs are really, really killing people right now. And it's just going to get worse. Jacob from Coming Whiskey, he is actually being interviewed by CNN tomorrow. They're flying an entire crew to his house to talk to him about the tariffs. I'm not even
Oh,
joking.
wow.
He's just been a great ambassador for whiskey as a whole. But I mean, the fact that CNN's going to his house with a crew to talk about the state of the industry right now is very telling as to
Yeah.
how bad it is. So, I don't know when we get better, but hopefully it's within a year. That would be
But
the goal.
and he's known for kind of cruising the TTB website to pull what brands are going to be releasing and then posting that to Instagram. So
Yeah, which, if it wasn't him, it'd be somebody else doing it, right? Like
totally. Yeah.
a lot of people tell me they don't like what he does because it ruins the industry and the surprise that you're supposed to get. But I mean, someone else would have done it if he didn't do it. So, you know, people are always trying to get ahead of the curve. He just did it better than most people would. And good for him that a crew is coming to talk to him and believes that his word is gospel. I think that's great. I think he's a really nice guy and we're very good friends. So I wish him all the best.
I think what will be interesting over the next few months and year, honestly, is what innovation looks like from brands like Diageo, Campari, Remy, the big players, because there are tons and tons of brands out there, and there are still brands that are up and coming, and brands that are doing a really good job in growing and marketing and trying to figure it out. And ultimately, the consumer always tells you what they like and what they want, what they're going to buy. And so I think Poppy's a really good example of that, like Pepsi seeing the trend towards health, wealth, happiness, like all of those
Yeah.
things. But most of all, transparency and ingredients, authenticity aspects that are really important to the industry also and important mostly to the consumer. Authenticity.
Big words.
This big words coming out of a girl who had 48 ounces of wine. I'm just kidding. I don't know. No one counted. We weren't counting. Okay.
I wasn't gonna say it. I'm so happy you
Okay.
did.
Have you watched the Drive to Survive at all?
Hannah, this is a really tough topic for me.
Why? Tell me. Oh my God.
I'm an original F1 fan. I'm not like these losers that watch the show nowadays that are newfound fans, which is pretty much everybody. So yes, I'm pretty much calling you a loser.
The
Uh,
audacity. Also, I don't watch. I
oh, okay, thank God,
just
because
like the culture.
there was a culture before Netflix, and that's what I was a part of. And
Hmm.
now it's just like, oh my God, have you seen Drive to Survive? No, but I've watched F1. So how about we
Hmm.
not talk about Netflix? But
Okay.
yes, what would you like to talk about F1, Hannah?
I want to talk about alcohol in the F1 sponsorships because it's a tricky topic in F1, which I just learned was about because I saw that Chivas is sponsoring
Charles Leclerc.
Leclerc. Nate speaks French. I don't. Omelette.
Oh no. No, 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 please no. Please don't ever speak
Champagne.
French again. Oh God. Oh no. Wait, so
Crepe.
Chivas sponsored him in which capacity? Like with actual Chivas Regal or
Yeah. Yeah.
wow,
Which is an interesting sponsorship because there was a
obviously.
whole thing a couple of years ago with Lewis Hamilton and spraying the champagne, and then they were like, we can't do any alcohol sponsorships in F1 because spraying champagne is not what we do. We're too classy. We're not NASCAR. Okay.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So,
It's always
anyways,
interesting to see F1 with what they're getting. I think the one thing that saved our industry was the fact that LVMH has signed on to be the sponsor for the next 11 years. I think that's
yeah.
very helpful for us as industry people to have that sponsorship. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I think people are not, there's no drinking and driving connotation around F1 because no one will ever drive an F1 car. So, I think it's actually a pretty good idea, to be honest with you.
I agree. We're talking about consumers here. We're not talking about the people
Yeah,
who are driving.
like, come on, come on, like, let them have sponsorships from alcohol companies. Let's not get carried away here, people.
Have you ever looked up the comparison of F1 cars versus NASCAR in cost?
No, but it would
Because
have
I
to be
have.
infinitely more. Please tell me, Hannah, what have you found?
So the average NASCAR car costs around 400,000 with the engine 60 to 150,000. Okay.
Okay.
F1 cars
Hmm.
cost more than $12 million. And typically teams have two cars, right? On average, $470 million a year on those cars.
That is correct. That is
So
correct.
I don't know why I'm trying to compare NASCAR to F1, but I think it's just because it's cars.
Yep, there is really no comparison. One is a race car and one is a car from Alabama.
Okay,
And
well,
that's really about it.
when you grow up in the US and you don't have Canadian, European culture driving your car information, called car culture information.
There is some F1 is such another level versus NASCAR that like it's so hard to even describe. It's like it's like champagne versus the fermenter at a bourbon distillery in Kentucky with unfinished corn product. They're not even in the
Or
same
like Champagne, France versus like Champagne, Illinois.
Champaign, Illinois. That would be a great comparison. That's exactly what this is. The cars are just iconic. The cars have become worse now significantly due to laws around air quality and things like that, and becoming more green. So they're trying to make the cars fully uh, what do you call carbon zero by neutral by 2026 is what the goal is which kind of defeats the purpose of having an F1 car, but that's where they're getting to. So,
It's
but
just like
you know,
Cars 3, the movie.
yeah, it is just like Cars 3, the movie. That's exactly what it is. That's what they're trying. They're trying to be like they're trying to be Cars 4.
Oh, I hope
Yes,
that comes out.
I do too. Cars is
Anyways,
great.
I haven't watched the Netflix show because I don't watch anything.
You don't?
Literally, I don't really watch anything,
I
but
didn't know that.
maybe I check it out.
Maybe you check it out, or maybe at some point in this year we end up going to a race, the three or four of us, and we go and see what it's like. It's really cool.
I
It's a
do
lot
want
of
to,
fun.
okay, let's manifest. I want to go to both a NASCAR race
Okay.
and an F1 race.
I've heard NASCAR races are so much fun. So I agree with that
Yeah,
wholeheartedly.
that's
Yeah,
what I've heard too. So
absolutely. I think
we're
Green River had a
manifesting that.
NASCAR car. Is that right?
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, there we go.
And Lux Row has Rebel, the Rebel car.
That's
That's
right.
a multi-race car. That's not a
Yes.
single race. So
Yes.
yeah,
Yes. That's pretty cool. I like the Luxco group. They're good
I
people.
love them.
Yeah.
Um,
Awesome.
anyways, well, thanks
Sweet.
for joining us on St. Patrick's Day, March 17th, for our 12th episode of Caviar
Was
and
it?
Chips. It was our 12th episode.
Now we can get
So
guests?
I told Nate that we had to make it to 12. We had, because then we would get things more figured out. If you
Yes.
have listened to the first couple episodes, please don't ever listen to them. They're
No,
horrible.
they're
And
awful.
we've gotten a lot better. And
Yes, we have.
so, you know what? Now I believe that we can take on guests.
Okay, let's do it. Next episode, guests.
All right, good.
Sweet.
Probably not the next one, maybe the one after.
All right, that's fair. That's fair.
Well, thanks for joining us. Please like, subscribe, follow us on all the socials, give us feedback, and let us know if you think that Nate is having his midlife crisis or not. Love ya. Bye.